Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Weekly Mindset Boost. It's a time for us to just take a pause in the week and reflect and also get tools to navigate the rest of the week. I'm a clinical psychologist, so we will always reflect through the lens of psychology, but I also hope to bring more of a unique, even fun approach to things that I hope that you will get to enjoy as the weeks go on. Let's just start with a grounding exercise. So when we start, you will close your eyes, you will take a deep breath in, you will breathe out, and then you can just follow along for the rest of the exercise. So just close your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose, and breathe out. Let's do another one. Deep breath in and breathe out. Next, I want you just to focus on the eyes. See if you can allow the eyelids to feel heavy. From there, move your attention to the shoulders, allowing the shoulders to drop and to feel heavy. Now you can just place your attention on your stomach. The reason why we do this is that we want to train ourselves to breathe through the diaphragm. Just notice how the stomach moves up and down as you breathe. To help you really focus, you can just repeat the words in your mind, soft as you breathe in and belly as you breathe out. And really pay attention to see if you can allow the stomach muscles to relax and soften. Now you can just move your attention back to the shoulders, just noticing if there's any tension left, just deliberately relaxing those shoulders again. Focusing on the eyes, becoming aware of the darkness behind the eyelids. Take one last deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out. And then you can slowly open your eyes. So you may have seen that today's title is When You Feel Trapped. And you may be aware of situations that you have felt trapped in. Maybe a work situation, can be even with a person, can also be in your own reality, your own habits, own behaviors that you just feel that you are consumed by and unable to get rid of. but it can also be quite subtle, and that we're actually not really aware that we actually feel trapped. We may think we're just going about our life and our daily things that we need to do without realizing that we do feel trapped. So today I really want to help you to shine the light of awareness, on the maybe smaller or more subtle areas of your life that you feel locked in. This was quite apparent for me when a few weeks ago I had a bit of a scary experience. I was sitting in my lounge. It was already late. My son was asleep and my husband was taking a bath with his earpods in. So I was quite alone sitting in the lounge. And then the next moment I heard and saw a pull at the front door. Someone tried to open it. It was luckily locked, but I was frozen with fear. And after the incident, I became increasingly afraid, imagining threats from outside trying to get into our house, lurking in the garden. And I finally felt that the only solution will be to get electric fencing to make me feel safer. And we explored the possibilities, got quotes, and found out exactly how it works. Also had to choose, how we want the colors to be and how it will look actually. And as we explored it, I realized that that's not actually what I wanted. I've actually always felt very safe in our neighborhood, in our garden, in my home. I've never felt unsafe. And I thought that, no, I actually want to claim back that sense of safety. And once I took ownership in a way of that, I felt more empowered. And then I had a different solution that surprised me, but it was actually quite effective. I made my mind up to switch on the fairy lights that we have around our house. And it just made the house look extra warm and safe, even from the outside. And for some reason, I felt protected. I think this is an example of, yes, of course, we need to make ourselves safe and feel safe, but sometimes we can overdo it, or maybe it's not a solution that's really authentic to us. And I'm definitely not saying that you shouldn't have security measures, but it's really to think about, is this really what you want? Or maybe you are doing things too extreme that in the end actually keeps you locked in. And we want to just shine light on that today. Another example or a story, actually, I think it's a fairly new movie on Netflix, Orion and the Dark, and it's the same premise there. It's a boy that's really afraid of the dark, and he then gets visited by the dark, and together they explore the night so that darkness can show him all the wonderful things that happen in the dark. Of course, there are challenges as well, but then also, again, the way that you can find solutions without it being so fear-driven. And I think maybe many of you as a child or even older maybe saw the outline of a person or a monster even, only to find out when the light gets switched on that it was something else, and the shadow of that just looked very scary. And in a way, that's what we do when we do our own personal work, whether it is with a therapist or through journaling or through talking to a friend. It is about shining the light on the things that are troubling you. And once we shine a light on it and we can take out the intense fear, we can find more creative solutions. So my question to you this week then is, where in your life are you feeling fenced in with fear and limiting thoughts? Like I said, we often reach for more, I suppose, like, I don't want to say easy solutions, but the solutions that we think are the right ones. Hey, boundaries, for example, that's a solution. That's how I'm going to protect myself, to say no more. Or to, when we're in a stuck situation at work, to maybe get quite really harsh about how we want to approach it. Or maybe you have an idea that you want to put out in the world, but out of fear you are hiding, hey, or you're circling around something that you want to launch, but because of fear you are actually holding yourself back. So really, this is something that's maybe not going to be just a once and done, definitely not a once and done exploration, but it's maybe just a start for you to think about those unnoticed areas where you are protecting yourself in a way that is fencing yourself in. We can do this exploration through journaling. That's definitely one way. You can meditate on it. Just try and imagine areas through meditation where you feel trapped or stuck. It can, of course, be in relationships as well. That's another example. Another way to explore these areas could be by talking to someone. For example, maybe you work for yourself and you are limiting yourself out of fear by the fees that you are asking. And then often just to talk to someone else to get their perspective can already make you realize that, sure, now I'm actually undercharging a great deal here. Then maybe the way that I did it, maybe there's even places in your immediate physical environment that you are feeling safe or uncomfortable with, and to think about how can you infuse those areas with comfort to make it enjoyable again. It may be, you know, like I did, through lights, or it can be that you want to add beautiful blankets or cushions to your environment. Maybe it is about just claiming your space somewhere as well. It can be a private, nurturing space for you. And then really, when you do start to realize these spaces and places where you are maybe fencing yourself in, again, it's about writing down practical steps that you can take. And it can be very gradual as well. It's still too important to respect the fact that you are feeling unsafe. But as soon as you know why that unsafety is there, you can start to create practical, small, manageable steps towards, in a way, undoing the barbed wire. Hey, it may not be that you take them all down right away, but just gradually, how can you start to take steps into those areas where you have been hiding away in the corner? As I said, we'll definitely revisit this topic. This is just for this week, just an opportunity to start to shine the light on that. So let's close. I'm going to end off also just with a grounding exercise. You can close your eyes. And this time we're going to do what they call box breathing. And that is where you're taking 4 counts in and 4 counts out. We're going to start just 4 counts in and 4 counts out. And as you start to feel the body relaxing again, you can just make this inquiry now. Where in your life do you feel fenced in? Other versions of that may be where you feel that your wings have been clipped. Maybe you feel that you are being kept in your place. And how will it feel if you started to claim that area of your life again? Just continue again with the 4 breaths in. Again, just asking yourself, where do you feel fenced in? And what would be a creative, authentic solution for you to start to undo the fence? If you find yourself getting stuck, just return to the 4 breaths in and the 4 breaths out. Do just a last round of the box breathing. And then you can slowly open your eyes. Okay, thank you for joining me today. I will, in the show notes, also have specific journal questions or just prompts for you to revisit. This is maybe a post that you will first just listen through from the beginning to end and then just work through it bit by bit. And make sure to check back again next week.